Joining us now to review some of the headlines of today's newspapers from around the world is Arise News analyst Emmanuel Ifeni. Great Malabar.
Good morning, Ruben.
Yes, thank God it's Friday.
Yes, good morning, Rufai. Good morning, Victoria Tundu, MKO Abiola.
Good morning, Mr. Ifeni.
Yes. Let's start with this day, Nigeria's newspaper of records. The lead story, bring insecurity to an end now. Sultan urges Buhari governors. President pleads for more understanding. Says time needed to take delivery of weapons. Vows to resist bandits' threats to food security. Of course, other newspapers have this story, but this day is reporting the Sultan of Sokoto, yes, calling on the President Muhammadu Buhari, and all state governors. Yes, all state governors to address the security challenges bedeviling the country. Yes, some will say, what's the business of state governors? Yes, those states that are yet to set up their own security outfit are shirking in their responsibility, because if the federal government is not forthcoming, you must help your citizens as a governor. There can be no excuses for that. That is why I doff my hat for Olakunrin Rotimi Akeredolu, who has been in the forefront of championing Amotekun, and other states in the southwest keyed into it, and they are making their own contribution. Now, if you look at the Daily Times newspaper, it's reporting the same story. Buhari pledges action against bandits, threats to food security. Now, the Daily Sun newspaper, Buhari reveals handicap in fighting insurgents, vow to stop bandits from causing food crisis. Save us, farmers, others cry out. Yes, the excuses given by the president. That is why that comparison coming from a presidential spin doctor about Manchester City on a day after the president was giving excuses for failing to deal squarely with the insecurity in the country, I want to say it's laughable, because the excuses that it takes time to get weapons after 6 years on the saddle. It takes time to train soldiers after 6 years on the saddle. Please, we are not accepting those excuses from the president. Recall that when the National Economic Council granted the president the permission to withdraw $1 billion from the excess crude account for weaponry, after paying for that Tucano aircraft we are still waiting for, what else was done with the money? We need to ask questions, Ruben, Rufai, and Tundu. What was done with the rest of that money? We are still waiting for the Tucano aircraft. Do we have to wait forever? Talking about late delivery of weapons. Did anybody accept that as an excuse under your boss, Ruben? No. So we are not going to accept it as an excuse this time. The president needs to up his game. We have to say so. Now, the Punch newspaper, looking at the president's excuses, president's plea for understanding, Buhari ignorant, full of excuses, says PDP, ACF, PANDEF, others. Ordering weapons, training troops in usage take time, says Buhari. Nigerians tired of your endless streams of excuses, PDP tells president. Understand plight of kidnapped victims paying heavy ransom. Arewa Consultative Forum telling the president. Now the Daily Trust newspaper, quickly. The lead story, Nigerians decry nation's woes as Buhari begs for understanding. But below the photograph there, Nigeria has gone beyond breakup. Obaseki is good. We also feature that in the midst of the clamor for secession, Obaseki is saying. That is Godwin Obaseki, the governor of Edo State, addressing Muslims who paid him visit yesterday, that look, Nigeria has gone beyond breakup. We should just do the next logical thing and build a great nation. Now, the Nigerian Tribune, federal government to resuscitate special terrorism prosecution court. About time. About time. We heard about 400 sponsors of Boko Haram. We've been hearing of that, who will be tried. Now, the federal government is talking of resuscitating special terrorism prosecution court after so many terrorists have been pardoned under the guise of being repentant. But it's better late than never. These terrorists, those who have been caught in the act, should be tried and punished accordingly. Now, economics, the Guardian newspaper, Knox, kudos for anchor borrower scheme in Southwest. Scheme is corruption prone, says Oyo Afan chairman. Our biggest challenge in Ondo is headsmen, Akimbi declares. Oyo getting set to access anchor borrower scheme, says Raji. We released 1.8 billion naira to 8,757 beneficiaries in Ogun. CBN insists Ondo farmers, NISAD, trade wars over fraud allegation. Now, Daily Independent newspaper, how rice exports can earn Nigeria $15 billion yearly. Investors. Yes, some stakeholders in the agricultural sector, in separate interview with the Daily Independent newspaper, said the right policy must be put in place and farmers must be trained and retrained in good agricultural practices, and improved seedlings must be made available if we are to get so much from exporting rice. But I think we should just concentrate first on self-sufficiency, because right now we are not self-sufficient, and since we have banned importation, the price of rice has gone up. Now, the New Telegraph newspaper, 2023, power rotation, zoning, unsettling APC, PDP, convention stalled as parties consult. Now, we just move on over to the foreign newspapers quickly. In the UK, the tabloids will definitely catch your fancy this morning. The Sun newspaper of UK, Dad, pass his pain on to me. I will not do that to my kids. Now, Prince Harry, those still harboring thoughts that the prince will come to his royal senses someday and return back, should now just banish that thought, because he's spitting fire, he's firing on all cylinders in this podcast interview. And the Daily Mail usually looked at it. Just how low can Harry go? Yes, as Duke tells podcast, he must break cycle of genetic pain and suffering passed on from Charles and the Queen. Yes. Emmanuel
Ifeni, unfortunately, that's all we'll be able to take. But you know that thing about the wisdom of Silenos, how the son becomes the father. And I think that that's what's playing out in Prince Harry and Prince Charles' case. So thank you very much.